What's going on, Daytona fans? It's Kevin here, and today we're installing the Barton T-handle shifter. So as you can see, the current shifter is still in its place, and when we're done, it's going to look like this. Now, the only downside to having this shifter is that I'm not going to have the P, R, N, D shifting letters, and it's not going to be lit. Those letters come up on the gauge cluster anyway. So let's get this thing installed. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we got to pop this silver piece off, and all you got to do is use a pry tool. I'm using one that's kind of like a plastic crowbar. Now there's a clip on each corner that you're going to have to pry up. So all you have to do is stick it in here and pull up. Now you got to be careful when you're doing a screwdriver, because that would have damaged your trim. But you hear that click? That's the clip coming out. I'm going to do it on this side now. You can see how now there's a gap right there. So I'm going to do the other ones and show you what it's like once it's popped out. Alright, now we've got the trim cover off. Here it is. Here's the shifter, here's the trim. And here are the 4 clips I was talking about, these 4 red clips. Now after you pop these clips, you're going to have to pop this connector off. And here's the other end of it right here. So it goes in this way. So what you're going to have to do is take the Allen wrench that's provided to you, stick it in through the opening, and then pull the plug out. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get the plug out. Now that we have this off, we're going to have to remove this off of the silver assembly here and reuse this boot. Alright, so now the shifter is away from the boot. The hardest part of the install so far are these 2 tabs here, because on the shifter itself there are 2 knobs that go into place, and you have to push both of these knobs in at the same time to pull the boot out. So what I ended up doing was I slid a piece of paper into each notch, because I didn't have enough hands and I couldn't do them both at the same time. So now the pieces of paper was blocking the notches from locking, and I was able to slide out the shift boot really easily. So with the boot inverted, I had to slide the body of it through and then zip tie the boot to the body, that way the boot doesn't slide off. Now I'm going to flip it back around and complete the install. Just make sure, guys, when you're doing this, that the screw hole is clear, because you're going to have to screw in something to secure the shifter in place. There you go. So you want to pull this console out and then just route the shifter back in. I put in a little protective bubble wrap there, just in case I want to pull it back out and not have it be all scratched up. So this panel just pulls out. You do need a little bit of a elbow grease to do it. I thought it was just 1 or 2 clips and it kept getting stuck, but the last clip you really gotta yank hard and it just comes right out. It doesn't hurt the trim, it doesn't hurt the interior at all. And I think the rest of the install is just to reassemble everything. Now I know on the shifter, the new shifter itself, I'm going to have to put in a screw to lock it into place. But I think aside from that, everything else just clips back on, all the panels, all the leather boots and all that stuff, and I'll show you the finished product. Alright, Daytona fans, this is the finished product. As you can tell, all the trim pieces are back together. And here's the body piece, here's the shifter itself. I decided to do plum crazy purple because why not? I like the color. So one thing to keep in mind with these shifters is you no longer have a button down here to pull it down. So instead you push the entire shifter down and then it goes into gear. Now you also missed the clicking from the OEM shifter, but that's not really an issue because you do feel the notches going. So it's not necessarily just a smooth pull. And as you can tell right here on the gauge cluster, you can watch go. You can watch all the numbers get selected. I'm sorry, You can watch all the letters get selected from park, push down, reverse, neutral, drive. Alright guys, that's it for this video. The install wasn't really that detailed, mostly because Barton, which is the brand, Barton Industries, they have a video specifically for the installs, and I'll link that in the description below. I really wanted to just do a quick install. There were definitely steps I skipped and I didn't include, mostly because I didn't have the hands to hold the camera, and really it was just you know, minor steps that if you follow Barton's videos, it's pretty clear, it's pretty easy. I would say the install was about a 3 out of 10. The biggest thing that I was talking about was this plastic piece here. You're gonna have to remove it anyway, but this plastic piece with the two little knobs there. Alright Daytona fans, thank you for watching my video, and if you're interested in any of Barton's products, they have more than just a T-handle shifter. I'll leave the link in the description below, that way you can check out everything that they've got. I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.